Aren't we all dreaming of visiting and exploring the beautiful cities and magnificent countries in Europe? Most of us who are from this continent are wishing to be reborn in any of its countries. Visiting this and making memories here is the ultimate dream for many of us. So, if you're planning to go to Europe and want to get to know more about the destinations that you can go to, then make sure that you stay with me until the end. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the top 15 best spots and attractions that you can add to your itinerary the next time you visit Europe. I bet that you're excited because who wouldn't be? Let us see what the second smallest continent can show us. Welcome to Hotels and Cities, the channel that focuses on great places to visit and worthwhile travel destinations for you and your loved ones. Before we jump into today's video, don't forget to click that subscribe button and that bell icon to always be updated on all things travel. Now let's get into it. Right up on our first spot, Budapest. You might have heard of this place because it is already a popular destination. Known as Hungary's capital, this city is also the largest in this country. This beautiful place would capture everyone's hearts, but most especially those who love art. You'll find a Museum of Fine Arts housing more than 100,000 collection of works. It would also wow you with the architecture of old houses, churches, and even palaces. Next up, Vienna. Europe is a majestic continent for amazing structures, and Vienna would not disappoint you with that, as it is where many imperial buildings are located. You might have known that this as the City of Music. You would still be able to feel the elegance and power of the former monarchs that once ruled the place. This capital of Austria has also been the home of popular artists, including Schubert, Mozart, and Beethoven. Next up, Athens. Full of history, this place has witnessed so many people and transformations. Fun fact though, did you know that this is the birthplace of Western civilization? Not only that, as it is also where democracy's concept originated. If you happen to go here, do not forget to visit Acropolis, as the most notable landmarks are located here. Although in some tourist spots, you would only see the remnants of the buildings, they all add up to the beauty of the whole city. Here is where you would see the Theater of Dionysus, Parthenon, Temple of Zeus, and a lot more. Moving on, we go to Paris. Of course, this list would not be complete without this popular destination in Europe. When you mention Europe, some people would immediately think of the Eiffel Tower. But this city in France offers more than the famous Eiffel Tower. No matter what time of the year, both tourists and locals are roaming around this marvelous place. But if you're not up for the common destinations and crowded cities, then I have got more for you in this list. Next up, Plitvice Lake. This has been recognized as a national park, and trust me when I tell you that you will love it here. There are 16 lakes which are all surrounded by forests and nature. So if you're not up for city tours that will take you to pretty infrastructures and cobblestone streets, then this must be the place for you. Moving on, we go to Lisbon. One of the most popular destinations here is the Belém Tower, so do not miss the chance to go there if you're in Europe. This will take you far back to the 15th century. Another must-visit spot is the St. George Castle. The old buildings, houses, and streets will be nostalgic to some, and if you love these aesthetics, then take as many pictures as you can. Next up, Santorini. This place has been all over the internet. A lot of other countries and resorts have taken inspiration from Santorini, but of course nothing beats the original. I bet that most people who have been there have had a hard time leaving the place. The villages are beautiful and everything is picturesque. Aside from marveling at the sunsets and taking lots of pictures, you might want to sample its wines as well. Moving on, we go to London, another must-see city in Europe. This city on the Thames boasts of palaces and magnificent buildings everywhere. This is where you will find the Hampton Court Palace and of course the Buckingham Palace. London has a lot to offer to tourists, and what makes this a great tourist destination is the fact that it will also be convenient to go around the city by riding the London Tube. What places have we mentioned so far that you've already visited? Share your experiences with us below in the comments section. Moving on, Monte Carlo is our next stop. Come on, who does not want to visit here at least once in their life? This is the most popular and visited principality of Monaco. One of the major events that people look forward to is the Monaco Grand Prix. Sports cars, luxury bags, rare jewelry pieces, and high-end fashion is normal to see here, as almost everyone who visits the area is well off. People living and visiting Monte Carlo might not experience being poor in their entire life. Well, people keep coming back here because of the extravagant life it can offer. Do not be surprised to see famous and rich personalities here, because this is their playground. Next stop, Istanbul. Known as the biggest city in Turkey, Istanbul might be a bit far away for some tourists, but trust me that it will all be worth your time. If you love looking around mosques and places with so much history, then this is the place for you. The Grand Bazaar is a popular shopping area here. It has been open since 1461, and there are a lot of products that you can take home with you as a souvenir. Next stop, Amsterdam. This is another breathtaking place in Europe, popular not only because of its narrow houses and pretty streets, but it is also where Anne Frank kept her diary. The house where she stayed has been one of the top attractions of Amsterdam. You should definitely see the Van Gogh Museum as well. This has also been dubbed as Venice of the North because of its canals as well. And who would not forget about the tulips? If you love to see tulips, then make sure that you visit Amsterdam during its season. Moving on, we go to Florence. Thanks to this place for bringing light to Europe with its amazing and historical artists. Some of Michelangelo's works are here in the Uffizi Gallery. The Pitti Palace is another go-to for many visitors. You will see lots of people in Florence no matter what month of the year you visit. At this point, you can see that Europe is many people's dream destination because of how beautiful almost all the countries here are. Moving on to our top 3 spots. On number 3 is Barcelona. Located along the Mediterranean Sea, this is a famous tourist attraction for people all over the world. It is the capital of Catalonia, but is more popular than the whole country itself, featuring top-notch buildings and amazing architecture surrounding this city. I bet that many of you will first visit the La Sagrada Familia when you come here. La Rambla is a pedestrian street which many people are always trying to visit as well. You could definitely fall in love with some of the places that we've talked about, but every city has a distinguishable charm of its own. From number 2, Rome. When you hear this place, your imagination would certainly take you to the Colosseum, but that is not the only majestic monument here in Rome. People are not only visiting Rome for its beauty, but also because this is where you'll find the Vatican City. The St. Peter's Basilica is outstanding, having been designed by Michelangelo himself. And at number 1, Prague. Lastly, we have this destination. This might not be the top of the list for many tourists, but the destruction that happened to Prague during World War II added so much beauty and story to the whole place. This is probably one of the best places in Europe to keep your eyes on and wander around. Before we end today's video, make sure to scroll down the description below to check out fantastic deals and discounts on travel and accommodations for your next getaway, as well as essential travel gadgets that you shouldn't be without. That's it for today's video. If you found this video useful, then click that like button and share this with your fellow travel buddies. If you want to be always updated whenever we have a new video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and bell icon to always be in the loop whenever we have new content. Thanks for watching, and safe travels.